Well, Rodney, here goes. I'm going to try and show you how I bolt all the stuff together on the body. Remember, I split my front fenders off, so I've got a seam here, and I got a seam over here, and at least 2 bolts, and that holds the sill down underneath the front edge of the trunk. Okay? Each quarter panel, each front fender is bolted on here and around the corner, back over here, and down here on the front of the car. You will see right here I have a tab that comes out because I've got openings in here, and to hold the bumper on I put a bolt up here. I got a bolt up here on the corner, and around here on this structure I got a tab under here. So you bolt the bumper on under here and under here and up under here, and the bumper comes up here, and you step back a bit from the raw edge of the bumper and you come in so you can clear this stuff and put a stiffener on there so you don't get a lot of waving in the top edge of the bumper. The quarter panel, of course, the fender is bolted here and here, and inside it's bolted where the hinges are. I have a tab off of this panel that bolts to the quarter panel to keep the two in perfect alignment. The cowl piece bolts down underneath here because it goes all the way across. I got about 4 bolts across there. And the cowl piece comes up the windshield post, and it's split here with a countersink screw. The other part, the roof panel is right there, and that goes down the same way. I put my front fenders on. You can see back in here I have a screw that holds it here. The cowl piece gets held with this, the ball stud for your joint. And down here at the bottom, the front quarter has a flange on it. You put a piece of 1/8" FRP for your little black spacer, and then the rocker panel comes in there too, and it's got a tab here, and you just come to your wheel well and you bolt that all together there. And then the rocker panel comes back, and up underneath you can see I have a hole there, and out back I got another hole, and that bolts the rocker to the quarter panel to a flange off of the support steel. Down at the bottom there's another tab, and that bolts the rocker up underneath here too. So the rocker panel is here through a support, and up front where the quarter panel is, the front fender up there. I have separate door jambs. I put a piece of steel under here with a bolt down, and then your sill plate comes over and covers. I filled mine in here. This is going to be finished off nice so that this is going to be flush with the sill plate. That's optional. And then of course the sill plate and the quarter panel bolt screw in together here. The quarter panel, when it comes up top, has a flange that drops down here. The roof has a flange that drops down. And I put a piece of 1/8" FRP between the two, but you can see where the 3 holes are. And that's down. Bolts go through that and through the steel up inside. Okay, you can see there's 3 holes up there, and that bolts everything together there. The rear quarter panel comes back here. This is a support for the tail lights, and I can put a bolt in there too, and then when you put the bezel over, it hides that. There's a tab off of the structural steel in here that goes out between these, 1/8" steel, and you can bolt this piece to the quarter panel there and keep that in alignment. And then down below the same thing. You can see there's maybe you can't see it. There's a piece of steel between those. It comes off this. You also have a bolt that goes through those two to keep them in place. Up top here, the quarter panel, come around, and there's a bolt here. I don't have my deck lid hinged. It comes in and jams into here, and the tab comes out, and I bolt that. So that's another bolt for the quarter panel. Up front, those two holes are where the normal hinge will go, and that would help bolt that on. I'm going to eliminate them. I don't think I need them. I'm going without them, but it wouldn't hurt to have a bolt up there, I guess. Inside here, when we talk about the center panel, we have the bolt there, we have the bolt across there, and inside here I've got a couple of tabs that oh, there you are. 2 bolts there, 2 bolts there. When you look down to the bottom of the panel, there's a bracket over there with 2 bolts. There's a bracket over there with 2 bolts. And those bolts come in here where the license plate is, and you can see them down below. There and there. They hold that back panel on. Now that gives you all the way around the car. I think that's it. That's basically how all the panels get bolted together. There was another panel, another bolt up here for the roof that I did have in there, and I think I'm going to fill it because by the time everything's put together, it's pretty tight. I don't need that one either. So there you go. That's all the places to bolt the body on. And for the little bit that I've driven it up and down the drive, nothing rattles, nothing squeaks. It really shouldn't. One thing I got to remind you though, especially this joint up here at the roof. When you put it together, put some sealant on both sides of the FRP, cut the FRP down low enough so that you can put some caulk across there, a nice black line of caulk, because you could leak right into your passenger compartment. You don't want that. So you're going to have to seal that up and make sure this is sealed up here so that you keep things nice and tight. Hope that helps. Okay?